to the ANS way. Today's video is going to be a bit different because I am taking you guys on my trip to Charleston. Since moving to the US, this is only my third work trip. If any of you have watched any of my older videos back when it was called HIB Travels, I used to travel all the time for work all around the world, and that obviously came to an abrupt end. But since moving to the US, I haven't really been traveling. I've done 2 trips so far, one to the Bay Area, and I think the other one was in Chicago. But this is my first time to Charleston. I've never been there before, and it's completely east of where we live. So if you imagine, I'm going to the complete opposite side of the USA. I'm going to do this a little bit different to how I've done the other videos in the past, and that I'm just going to share with you some of my experiences, what it's like. Made it to the gate really quick. Security was empty. It's Saturday morning. I don't know if that's typical. I haven't really done many flights on a Saturday from Vegas. I have left Vegas on a Monday and it was quite busy. Today was a breeze. So when we moved to the US, we had said that we wanted both of us to visit as many places as possible, and the good thing with my job, typically it involves travel, so it would provide the opportunity for me to go and see lots of places across the US. And the plan was that Ant would join me on most of these trips. But what we're finding is traveling is not that easy, and it's also far more expensive than we were expecting. So in London, what we were really used to is that we had 3, so London has, I think, 4 main airports in total, and we lived close to all of them. And so for us, there wasn't anywhere in the world that we really couldn't get to. So number one, we were used to direct flights. It was very, very rare that I had to travel somewhere and take an indirect flight. So in that sense, I was quite privileged in being able to get to places on a direct flight. From Vegas, I'm finding currently that a lot of the places that I'm planning to go to for work aren't direct. I don't know if that is because now there's less flights and not all of the airlines have started all their normal flights to places. So this could just be a timing, what it's like now, and maybe things will get better. But currently I'm finding that most places are indirect. So this particular trip to Charleston is an indirect flight, and I knew Ant wouldn't really be interested in doing this journey with me. So I'm flying from Vegas to Charlotte. I have a 1-hour stopover, and then from Charlotte to Charleston. And that was me trying to work out what was the best route, as in not too short of a stopover, but not hours. So there was a few options. I could have flown into Atlanta as an example. I think in total my flight today, my travel time just for the flights plus a stopover and then getting to Charleston is 7 hours in total. So in my head, I'm thinking 3 more hours and I would be back in the UK. The other thing is the price. This flight cost a good few $100s, and this is something that neither me and Ant expected when we moved to the US. We were thinking, I don't know, $100 each, $100 to $200, which apparently you can get, but we're not finding them at the moment. And it could just be the timing of when I need to fly for work that it's not working. But even when we're looking for our own personal trips, we're not finding good deals with the airlines we would like. So people with airlines such as Spirit, we're finding some cheap deals, and even not that cheap all the time. But especially with the airlines that you want to travel with, they're not that cheap. And especially when in the UK you're used to having flights anything from as cheap as £20. Just waiting for the lady to stop the announcement. Flights in the UK could be anything from £20 up to 150 easily. You could get to most places in and around Europe. So yeah, just an adjustment on the cost of flights. It could just be that this is what it is at the moment and things will change. But when they get cheaper, we'll start travelling a bit more. Made it to Charlotte on time. Flight was really smooth with American, no issues. A bit of turbulence on the way, but that was all fine. And now I've got just over an hour before I catch my next flight. And fortunately, it's literally around the corner. So I landed in at gate C15, and my next flight's taking off from C11. So it's worked out quite well on this trip. I tried to get some of the shots of the snow in Charlotte at the moment, because the other thing I didn't mention about this trip is that, number one, I didn't know it was going to happen until this morning, because they've had a storm last weekend and this weekend, and actually flights all day yesterday and up until this morning were all being cancelled in and out of Charleston, and also from Charlotte as well. So I was taking this trip not knowing what was going to happen, and it was the other reason that I didn't recommend Ant to come. As you know, he likes more warmer temperatures, so I did not recommend him coming on this trip, because I saw that Charleston was going to be a bit too chilly for Anton. Made it to Charleston and to my hotel, a very nice hotel. One thing I was thinking about, so I am excited to, Ant asked me on the way here, he dropped me off at the airport this morning, he said, "Oh, are you excited?" And I said I wasn't. He said, "Oh, you're always typically excited for trips." And it's true, normally when I travel for work, I'm always excited, especially if it's somewhere I haven't been. This, I wasn't excited, because I was really concerned that I wouldn't get here. I hate indirect flights, I hate the unknown, and when I knew all the flights were being cancelled, it was a worry for me. So I'm never really, it's hard for me to get excited if I don't know I'm going to go somewhere. But I finally started getting excited once I boarded the plane from Charlotte, because I thought, yes, finally going to make it. I know, and I'm here now, so that's great. I'm pretty tired now and hungry, so I am going to figure out what food I can get, and I'll check back in tomorrow and share my day with you.